can't really tell, but we got really good ice. I'll find out how much we got once we got out to the spot. Been to this lake a few times now. This isn't exactly where I wanted to set up for the day, but there were a couple other guys where I wanted to be, and I didn't want to encroach on what they were doing, what they had going on. I've been in a few other spots on this lake with minimal success. So I was just looking to get set up. It was windy, as you can see, and just get set up and get in the shack and get the heater going a little bit. But this is just kind of what my process was. My setup with this one is pretty quick and easy with the one-man flip over from Clam. And here I am just checking depth and getting ready to flip it over. As you can see, really quick, and I was able to use some of the slush to pull down the sides, which helped keep the wind out. All right, we are all set up out on the ice. I got both lines down. I'm sitting in about 28 feet of water, not exactly where I want to be, but there's a couple other houses out here that I didn't want to encroach on. I don't think anyone's in them yet, but they're a little bit closer to shore. There's a pretty steep drop off where I'm at. Kind of goes from 12 down to 28 pretty quick. So I might move a little bit in here in a little bit. We'll give this a try. I've had a few marks come up off the bottom, so we'll see. Right now I am using a pinhead, kind of a medium-sized pinhead with a live fat head. Might switch that over just to do the head of the minnow, but we'll see. There are fish down there, and they are coming up actually right now. So on my other rod I got a smaller tantrum with some wax worms just to kind of bring in some attention, make some noise, but we do have some marks coming off the bottom, so I'm gonna turn this around. So that bottom mark closer to the bottom is my pinhead with the live minnow. The one that's moving around, that's my tantrum. So I've got the pinhead probably about 2-ish feet off the bottom. Like I said, I might switch that over just to do the head and do some active jigging with that as well. But of course, as soon as I turn the camera on to the markum, the marks coming off the bottom kind of went away. Didn't seem to be anything big. You know, we've had something move in a little bit higher, about 20, 22 feet. There are some decent marks in there, so I don't know. But they're not really sticking around. There are some tullaby or whitefish or something in this lake, but I've only caught one. I caught one last year, first time out here. And just like that, whatever it was is gone. There was marks coming up off the bottom. So hopefully we can entice them to bite. I have a feeling some of the marks I'm seeing are maybe just some smaller perch or something coming off the bottom. There's nothing really committing. So, oh, there's something a little higher. Okay, guys. Well, I was finally able to find the new Monster Energy Zero Sugar Ultra Blue Hawaiian, and I can give you a little view of this. I have tried it already. I really like it. It'll be a good one to throw into the arsenal of things that I buy during the week. I don't drink quite as many as I used to, but I still probably drink more than I should. My favorite that I think they've gotten rid of is that raspberry flavored one, the rose or rosé, however you want to say it. But this will be a good replacement. The other new one that they've got out is pretty good too, and nothing really beats a nice the white monster. But we'll get back to fishing here. Not sponsored, just love them. Okay, I've got about another hour and a half fishing. I'm going to go do some exploring and see if I can find a depth that I want to fish at. Marked a few more fish here, but nothing really committing. Like I said, I think there's some smaller perch on the bottom, just kind of coming up, and obviously I've got something that's a little too big, and they're not exactly what I'm looking for. So I'm gonna go drill some test holes, look at some depths, and see if I can find something I like. Okay, we moved spots. I drilled 3 or 4 holes. Settled on about 12 feet of water, 11, 12 feet of water. Had some marks when I was doing some searching. Again, I've got the pinhead with the fat head on there, and then I think we're going to downsize from the Tantrum, go with a smaller jig and some waxies, and see if we can't get some panfish. But I got the Tantrum on right now. Let's just go down and make some noise, see what happens. Do have some marks on the bottom there. Might have to turn my gain down. Like I said, we're just going to put the tamper down for a little bit, make some noise, see if anything comes through. There are some spearing shacks around. So I would assume there's some bigger pike rolling around. So we'll see what happens. Not that I'm set up. My jigging rod right now is an ultralight, the Frostbite ultralight. I think I got 4 or 6 pound line on there. So pike wouldn't be the greatest thing, but you know, you do it right, it can be fun. I got a few marks down there. I switched to a little jig made by Kenders. I've had some pretty good luck with those in some other spots, especially for bluegill. I've actually caught a few decent bass on them too, some shallows in the winter. But I really like them, especially for kind of weedy areas like I'm in right now. I had to turn my gain down just because it was reading a little bit of weeds that I've got down underneath me pretty well. So yeah, I dropped my first jig down and kind of left it above where I thought bottom was, jigged for a little bit, and I was like, I'm just gonna let it drop. And it dropped another almost 3 feet. So like I said, I turned my gain down, kind of not have such a hard signal down at the bottom, and helped quite a bit. But there's something in the area at least. My dead stick minnow's been kind of swimming around anxiously, but again, if there's some smaller perch or even some smaller bluegills going around, that's gonna. The one I've got on there's probably a little too big for bluegill in this lake. And I know there are some crappie in here, but not a lot. And I don't think I'm in a crappie spot anyway. So this lake has pretty good abundance of walleye. Man, those marks down there. I don't know how well it's going to show up on the camera, but better angle. There's something down there's fish down there. It's about 4:45, maybe just a little bit after. I've got a pack up here about 5:20, 5:25. Get home and parents are coming over for dinner. So the wife's got beef stew in the crock pot and entertain the parents, maybe play some games tonight. I'm hoping to get out fishing a little bit more this next coming week. Supposed to be 20s and 30s during the week, and that allows me to get out after work for a couple hours. Even if I come back to this lake, there's a few other spots I'd like to try. I mean, this lake is in the town that I live in, and I haven't really fished it very much, so Did once last year, like I said, got a tulipy, and my daughter caught a 9-10 inch walleye. All right, we're gonna try this. Let's see if I can get it to focus. It's a little K-Rip from, we'll try it. It's still a spot I'm trying to figure out. Kind of, like I said, I've been on the lake before, but never really fished it. And I know I don't have much information on it either. So we'll try again hopefully later this week. Get some fish on camera and let you know what we're using to do that and how it's going. I'm hoping to do a few more trips. Lakes I've done before, a couple that I've done videos at and had some success, but we'll see. It's supposed to be good weather this week, so I did do a fishing trip with my brother and brother-in-law and some other guys. I didn't really take much video for that. I got a couple pictures of some fish and some fish we caught. We did do a fish fry in the house. We rented from a company, and I'll go over that a little bit later. But I think I'll add that footage to this video. Hey guys, I had a little technical difficulties there out on the lake. Phone died while I was finishing that outro. As you can see, I overlaid one little trip that I got out that week. One little pike is all I got that night. It was beautiful out. I was able to be outside, kind of move around, and just kind of enjoy fishing. It was a gorgeous night. I tried capturing. There were no clouds, there was no wind, and it just was, the stars were putting on a show. Of course, you know, the phone's not going to capture that, and I don't have a great camera to, you know, take pictures and get that really great shot. But that's, I'm going to leave this off here. I'm going to get out a couple more times, hopefully this week and into the weekend. Try to get another video. Like I said, go to some lakes I know I can catch some fish and put some up on top of the ice. So until next time, Venture Outdoors.